The Young and the Restless recap for Monday, March 17, reveals that Martin Laurent aka Alan Laurent will plan a Paris trip with Traci Abbott, while Chance Chancellor realizes some hardware store security footage could be crucial to the kidnapping case. At Crimson Lights, Sharon Newman will talk to Nick Newman about reassuring all her kids. After Sharon thanks Nick for coming to her rescue, she'll reflect on her time in captivity being like an extreme form of therapy. Sharon will admit it seemed like their captor had some knowledge of the field of psychology. Nick will also get updates on Sharon and Phyllis summers working through some of their issues by saving each other's lives. At the athletic club on Monday's Y and R episode, Phyllis will embrace Summer Newman and Daniel Romalotti Jr. before they sit down for a meal together. Daniel and Summer will hear about Phyllis' awful ordeal, including how Sharon saved her after she was poisoned. Phyllis will admit she did CPR on Sharon as well, and will want the person responsible for their nightmare to pay, but Daniel will make her promise to let the police handle this. At Billy Abbott's place, Sally Spectra will reflect on all the drama Phyllis and Sharon went through. Although Sally will seem unsettled over the way Billy jumped into a dangerous situation, he'll feel like he had to do it for Phyllis' sake. Billy will assure Sally that he's going to let the GCPD take it from here, so she'll be relieved and will end up making out with him. Once Phyllis arrives, Sally will exit and give her a chance to speak with Billy alone. As Phyllis tears up, she'll make a prediction about Billy being the only one who can help her get her life back. Although Billy will think Phyllis needs to take some time to recuperate, she'll want to dive in at Abbott Communications and will express how much she needs this. Billy will cave in, but he'll admit he made a mistake by assuming the worst and sending out the press release without Phyllis' name on it. Phyllis will fear Billy's just taking pity on her by letting her stay involved, but he'll insist that he needs her fire at the company. Once Billy asks Phyllis to forgive him, she'll do it instantly since he saved her life and will give him a hug. In the room where Phyllis and Sharon were held, Chance will instruct his team to try to get some fingerprints and will bag up some items. Chance will also discover a remote control apparatus that was used to pump gas into the room, so he'll investigate and discover that it was purchased at a hardware store near the clinic. Back at the coffee house, Chance will bring Sharon and Nick up to speed. There'll be some talk about having that security footage analyzed to see if someone Sharon or Phyllis might recognize when in or out. After Nick urges Sharon to take Faith Newman to go see Noah Newman in Europe, she'll agree on one condition. Sharon will push Nick to come with them, so he'll seem surprised over the suggestion. In their suite, Alan will wonder what Traci Abbott is going with his phone, so she'll promise she wasn't snooping. Traci will bring up the strange alert sound she heard and admit she was worried the phone might burst into flames or something. Alan will apologize for his tense reaction and claim he's been staying off his phone out of fear that it was hacked. Traci will point out that Alan texted her earlier, so he'll suggest he just got caught up in the excitement of their engagement. After Alan plays dumb about the weird messages, he'll suggest maybe identity theft would be an interesting thing for him to experience as a therapist. There will be another notification about the gas expulsion stopping, so Traci will wonder what kind of bizarre hacking this could be. Alan will snap at Traci over all the questions about his phone before apologizing once again. Once talk turns to their wedding, Traci will throw out some ideas, including going back to Paris where they made so many wonderful memories. Alan will ultimately suggest jetting off to check out some wedding venues there, so it sounds like Martin will be eager to get Traci out of town. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Traci has some devastation in her future, so don't miss all the alarming news ahead. We'll have other fantastic Young and the Restless spoilers, news and updates, so make us your favorite Y and R hotspot. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Pulse Canvas. It's me, Julie, here. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. So let's dive into today's video. The Young and the Restless spoilers for next week's episodes of the hit CBS soap tease preemptions are coming. It's a short week for Y&R, with only 3 new episodes airing. There will be no new episodes of The Young and the Restless on Thursday, March 20, and Friday, March 21. CBS will air its annual coverage of March Madness on both days, making it a long weekend for soap fans. Never fear, though, because a short week doesn't mean Y&R is skimping on the drama. In fact, fans should expect a major cliffhanger on Wednesday, March 19, ahead of the brief hiatus. Will Alan come clean to Traci? This week ended with Traci discovering Alan's phone that he was using to spy on Phyllis and Sharon. Traci confronts her new fiancé after he busts her with the phone. However, things won't go as Traci hoped, and Alan's behavior will rock her to her core. Lucky for Traci, Jack and Diane are there to help her through this latest obstacle. All signs point to Alan making up a story for Traci that shocks her. It's way too soon for the truth that he was the mystery voice playing games with Sharon and Phyllis to come out. Phyllis and Sharon get back to reality. Speaking of the recently rescued duo, they settle into life after being kidnapped. For Sharon, that means putting it all on the line with Nick. When Nick gets a special invitation, we are pretty sure it's from Sharon, and it is a special date. It sure seems like a chic reunion is on the horizon. Phyllis quickly returns to her old self, especially as Summer panics that the kidnapper remains on the loose. Meanwhile, Billy makes a discovery that proves Phyllis is simply putting on a brave face. More Genoa City news. Elsewhere in Genoa City, Victor won't back down from trying to split up Kyle, and Claire the mustache issues an ultimatum for Kyle, which does not go over well with Nikki. Lily grills Damien about his motives with Nate, while Holden pushes Audra too far, jeopardizing her future with Nate. What's a short week without a bit of romance? This time, Adam and Chelsea have sparks flying all over the place. The return of Nick Newman to Genoa City sends shockwaves through the community, marking a dramatic comeback that no one saw coming. After narrowly escaping death, Nick's reappearance sparks a renewed rivalry between Phyllis and Sharon, 2 women who share a complicated and passionate history with him. While many hoped Nick's return would bring peace and reconciliation, it instead reignites a bitter contest for his heart, turning the city into a battleground of love, jealousy, and deep-seated resentment. For Sharon, Nick's return awakens old feelings she thought were long buried. Despite the turmoil in her life, she can't ignore the comfort and protection he once offered her. In a vulnerable moment, Sharon bravely confesses her enduring love for Nick, recalling how his unwavering support carried her through some of her darkest days. She is determined to rekindle their romance, believing that their shared past is worth fighting for. Her plea is heartfelt and sincere, reflecting the profound connection she still feels with him. However, Phyllis is not willing to stand aside and let Sharon reclaim Nick without a fight. Nick represents much more than a past lover to her. He is a symbol of passion, power, and a future she refuses to let go of. Every time Nick shows kindness or affection, Phyllis is reminded of the bond they once shared, and her desire to reclaim him only grows stronger. Her possessiveness and belief that Nick belongs with her push her to fight for him with an intensity that borders on obsession. As tensions rise, the once private rivalry between Sharon and Phyllis explodes into a public spectacle. Gossip spreads quickly through the elite circles of Genoa City, and speculation mounts over which woman will ultimately win Nick's heart. The city buzzes with anticipation, as every encounter between the 3 is scrutinized for clues about where Nick's true affections lie. One fateful evening, the rivalry boils over during a heated confrontation between Sharon and Phyllis. Under the city lights, emotions run high as the 2 women finally come face to face. What begins as a tense exchange of words quickly escalates into a fierce battle of accusations and painful truths. Sharon, with tears in her eyes, passionately defends her love for Nick, recounting how he has always been her anchor in life's chaos. Her voice trembles with conviction as she insists that their connection is something real, something worth fighting for. Phyllis, however, refuses to back down. Her fury erupts as she accuses Sharon of trying to steal what rightfully belongs to her. In a shocking outburst, Phyllis lunges at Sharon, her hands tightening around her rival's throat as she declares that Nick will always be hers. The violent altercation leaves no doubt about the depth of their rivalry and the dangerous lengths Phyllis is willing to go to keep Nick by her side, caught in the middle of this emotional storm. Nick is torn between the two women who represent different parts of his past and present. While he cares deeply for both, the intensity of their conflict weighs heavily on him, leaving him exhausted and unsure of how to move forward. The once clear memories of love and warmth are now overshadowed by the fierce competition for his heart, making it increasingly difficult for Nick to find peace. As the aftermath of the confrontation ripples through Genoa City, friends and enemies alike speculate on the potential fallout. Some fear that the ongoing rivalry will destroy any hope of reconciliation, while others believe that Nick holds the key to healing the wounds between Phyllis and Sharon. Yet, with emotions running high and neither woman willing to back down, the possibility of a peaceful resolution seems increasingly unlikely. The stakes are higher than ever as Sharon's vulnerability clashes with Phyllis's fiery determination. Both women are driven by the belief that their love for Nick is not just a passing desire, but an essential part of their identity. In the heart of Genoa City, where secrets and passions collide, the battle for Nick's love is far from over. As the drama unfolds, one question lingers: will Nick be able to choose between them without shattering the fragile bonds that hold them all together, or will this fierce rivalry consume everything in its path? The drama in the young and the restless has just reached a heartbreaking new level. Phyllis Summers, known for her fiery personality and relentless determination, is now in the fight of her life, one she might not win. After a shocking turn of events following a dangerous rescue mission, Phyllis has fallen into a coma, leaving her loved ones devastated and fans on the edge of their seats. The rescue that changed everything. Phyllis has always been a woman who takes risks, but this time, the consequences were dire. She put herself in harm's way to save someone in distress, proving once again that, despite her scheming ways, she has a heart of gold. However, the aftermath was far worse than anyone could have imagined. As the chaos settled, Phyllis suddenly collapsed, unconscious and unresponsive. Panic set in as those around her rushed to call for help. Now, she's in a coma, her life hanging by a thread. Who's to blame? With Phyllis in such a critical state, questions are swirling about who might be responsible. Was it just a tragic accident, or is someone behind this? Could her longtime enemies have played a role, or was it simply the result of her own reckless bravery? One thing is certain, the guilt is weighing heavy on the people around her. Summer and Daniel are inconsolable, fearing they may never get the chance to tell their mother how much she means to them. Meanwhile, Nick and Jack are at odds, each blaming the other for not doing enough to protect Phyllis. Will Phyllis wake up? Doctors are doing everything they can, but her condition remains critical. The longer she stays in a coma, the lower her chances of survival become. If she does wake up, will she be the same force of nature fans know and love, or will she suffer devastating consequences? Rumors are swirling that this coma could lead to one of the most emotional storylines the show has ever seen. Will Phyllis beat the odds, or is this the tragic end for the fiery redhead? What happens next? With so many unanswered questions and tensions running high, The Young and the Restless is setting the stage for an explosive fallout. If Phyllis wakes up, will she seek revenge? And if she doesn't, how will Genoa City ever be the same? Stay tuned as this shocking storyline unfolds, because if there's one thing we know about Phyllis Summers, it's that she never goes down without a fight. In Soaps.com's latest Young and Restless spoilers for Monday, March 17 through Friday, March 21, the jig is nearly up for Alan. Victor suggests that Kyle wake up and smell the coffee. Billy and Nick do their best for Phyllis and Sharon, respectively. Sorry, Sally. And for one couple, passion ignites. Find out which one below. Drama is reaching new heights in The Young and the Restless, and this time, it's Traci Abbott who may be in the eye of the storm. Jack Abbott has been through his fair share of family turmoil, but when it comes to his beloved sister, he won't take any risks. But what exactly has Jack so rattled? And could Traci truly be in danger? Jack's growing concern, a gut feeling he can't ignore. Jack has always been the protective older brother, and lately, something isn't sitting right with him. Traci has been acting a little off, more distracted, more secretive. While she's usually the calm and collected one in the Abbott family, there's an underlying tension Jack can't ignore. Is it simply stress, or is something more sinister happening behind the scenes? Jack's instincts have rarely led him astray, and this time, they're screaming at him to take action. Could Traci be caught up in something she hasn't shared with her family? Given the history of unexpected twists in Genoa City, anything is possible. A mysterious threat who has their eyes on Traci. If Traci is in danger, the big question is, who is behind it? Could it be a new rival looking to target the Abbott family through her? Or maybe someone from her past has resurfaced with an agenda? Some fans are speculating that this could be tied to Tucker McCall, whose chaotic presence has already disrupted the Abbott family. While Tucker hasn't been known to target Traci specifically, his reckless schemes could have unintended consequences. Then there's Ashley Abbott, who has been dealing with her own psychological struggles after her breakdown in Paris. Could Ashley's instability have led to a dangerous situation that now involves Traci? And let's not forget the ever-scheming Audra Charles, who is always looking for ways to get ahead. If she sees Traci as a weak link in the Abbott chain, could she be plotting something to shake things up? Traci's secret, is she hiding something from Jack? While Jack is convinced something is wrong, Traci may not be so eager to admit it. She's always been the level-headed Abbott, preferring to handle her problems on her own, rather than drag her family into drama. But if she's keeping a dangerous secret, it could put her at even greater risk. Could Traci have uncovered something in her writing research that has put her in the crosshairs of someone dangerous? Her passion for storytelling has led her to some surprising discoveries in the past. If she stumbled upon something real and threatening, she may have unknowingly put herself in harm's way. Jack takes action. Will he be too late? Jack isn't one to sit back when his family is at risk. Once he realizes Traci might be in trouble, he'll move heaven and earth to protect her. But will she let him help? If this turns into a real crisis, Jack may have to enlist help from his allies, including Billy Abbott and even Kyle Abbott, despite their recent tensions. And if the threat is serious enough, could we see an unexpected alliance form between Jack and someone like Victor Newman? When the stakes are high, anything is possible in Genoa City. What's next for Traci? Is this just paranoia on Jack's part, or is Traci truly in danger? Fans will have to stay tuned to see how this unfolds. If Traci has indeed become a target, it could send shockwaves through the Abbott family and possibly put them all at risk. What do you think? Could Traci be in real trouble, or is Jack overreacting? Let us know your thoughts, and don't miss a moment of The Young and the Restless. In a world filled with secrets, intrigue, and complicated relationships, The Young and the Restless has always provided viewers with emotionally intense stories. One of the most challenging and touching moments in this series was the confrontation between Sharon Newman and Nick Newman. After months of confusion, emotional turmoil, and complicated events in both of their lives, Sharon decided she couldn't avoid it anymore. She wanted answers from Nick, and nothing was more important than knowing what was really going on inside him. Sharon had been through months of heartache, not only because of her personal struggles, but also because of the lack of clarity in her relationship with Nick. The challenges they had gone through, from mental exhaustion to unforeseen events, had made Sharon realize that she couldn't continue to live in uncertainty. Once she had decided to face her past and her future, she would not waste any more time. Sharon needed a real answer from Nick about the feelings that remained in his heart. "Nick," Sharon began, her voice filled with determination, "have you ever thought about getting back together?" This question was not a joke, but an affirmation. Sharon needed a clear answer so she would no longer live in ambiguity. It came from her heart, from a woman who once had a happy family with Nick, but now faced difficult choices. Was the love between them still there, or had things changed too much? Sharon hoped that the answer would not only help her understand Nick's feelings, but also be a turning point for her to make a decision about her life. Nick faces the truth. Nick Newman, a man who has always been confident and strong, now had to face the truth in this conversation. He couldn't continue to avoid Sharon's question. After all these years together, there was no denying that their memories were still intact in his heart. However, were those feelings still strong enough for him to get back together with Sharon? When Sharon asked the question directly, Nick couldn't ignore it. He hesitated, struggling with emotions he wasn't ready to face. But Sharon's honesty made it impossible for him to avoid it any longer. He had to confront the unresolved emotions in his heart. Nick might answer that he doesn't think getting back together is the right thing to do. Or perhaps he would say that, while he no longer has the same feelings as before, he still cares for Sharon and doesn't want to see her suffer. Whatever Nick's answer, Sharon would not miss the opportunity to clarify everything. She had decided that there must be a conclusion, no matter how difficult or easy. Their story couldn't continue without clarity, without an answer to the feelings that remained in each other's hearts. Exciting news for the young and the restless fans. Crystal Cawlil, beloved for her role as Lily Winters, has officially revealed the gender of her second baby, and it's a boy. The actress, who has captivated audiences with her on-screen talent and real-life grace, shared the joyful update in a heartfelt announcement. Fans, friends, and co-stars are celebrating this beautiful moment as she prepares to welcome her newest bundle of joy. A special reveal, Crystal's joyful announcement. Crystal Cawlil took to social media to share the big news with her followers, expressing her excitement and gratitude. The actress, who is already a proud mom to son Michael Cadden Hensley, couldn't contain her happiness as she revealed that baby number 2 is a boy. "It's a boy. We couldn't be more thrilled," Crystal wrote in her post, alongside a heartwarming snapshot of her growing baby bump. Fans quickly flooded the comments with congratulatory messages, celebrating this special moment with her. A growing family, Crystal's journey to baby 2. Crystal has been open about her journey to motherhood, often sharing glimpses of her life as a devoted mom. Her firstborn, Michael, has been her pride and joy, and now he's about to become a big brother. The Y&R star has embraced motherhood with grace, balancing her successful acting career with family life. As she prepares to welcome another little one, it's clear that her heart is overflowing with love and excitement. Co-stars and fans celebrate the news. Crystal's young and the restless family didn't waste any time showering her with love and well wishes. Her on-screen and off-screen best friend, Bryton James, was among the first to express his excitement. Other cast members, including Michelle Stafford and Miss Hale Morgan, also sent their congratulations. Fans have been especially vocal, reminiscing about watching Crystal grow up on screen, and now witnessing her embrace motherhood for the second time. Messages of love, support, and excitement continue to pour in as everyone eagerly awaits the arrival of her baby boy. What's next for Crystal? As Crystal prepares for this new chapter, fans are curious, will she take a brief maternity leave from the young and the restless? While the details remain under wraps, one thing is certain, Her return will be met with even more love and excitement from her dedicated fanbase. For now, Crystal is focused on enjoying this special time, preparing for her baby boy's arrival, and soaking in every beautiful moment with her growing family. A beautiful blessing. Crystal Callow's baby news has brought joy to fans everywhere, and the excitement continues to build as she gets closer to meeting her little one. With love from her Y and R family and devoted followers, there's no doubt this baby boy will be welcomed with open arms and endless happiness. In The Young and the Restless, Traci's world is turned upside down when she stumbles upon a shocking secret hidden within Alan's phone. What begins as an ordinary day quickly spirals into a dangerous revelation that threatens to expose the dark underbelly of Alan's carefully crafted persona. Beneath his charming exterior lies a sinister truth, one that Traci can no longer ignore. While going through Alan's phone, Traci discovers a treasure trove of incriminating evidence. Photos, cryptic messages, and alarming notifications paint a chilling picture of a man far more dangerous than anyone imagined. Despite the weight of the evidence, Traci hesitates. Reporting Alan means unraveling her life and facing consequences she may not be ready for. Torn between keeping the peace and seeking justice, Traci is caught in an emotional whirlwind that forces her to question everything. Unable to bear the burden alone, Traci turns to chance. She lays out every damning piece of evidence, revealing the true extent of Alan's deception. The evidence leaves no room for doubt. Alan is connected to a series of crimes that could destroy countless lives. For Traci, sharing the truth is both terrifying and liberating. But what she doesn't realize is that her decision to confide in Chance places her directly in the crosshairs of Alan's deadly schemes. Unbeknownst to Traci, Alan has anticipated a betrayal. Ever the master manipulator, he has meticulously crafted a plan to stay ahead of his enemies. Knowing that someone would eventually uncover his secrets, Alan has already set a dangerous chain of events in motion. His next move, a calculated act of retaliation with Traci as the prime target. As the walls close in, Alan's ability to stay one step ahead keeps everyone on edge. Chance, ever the strategist, urges caution. Though the evidence against Alan is damning, he insists on building an airtight case. Rushing to authorities without thorough proof could allow Alan to escape justice, and worse, he might retaliate against those closest to him. Chance's calm but firm approach frustrates Traci, but she knows he's right. The fight against a man as calculating as Alan requires patience and precision. As the days pass, the tension in Genoa City reaches a boiling point. With every piece of evidence uncovered, the danger surrounding Traci intensifies. Alan's web of deceit is vast, and his ability to manipulate the truth threatens to derail their pursuit of justice. Despite the risks, Traci remains resolute. She is determined to expose Alan and free herself from the chains of secrecy that have bound her for too long. Meanwhile, Alan continues to operate in the shadows, crafting a narrative that protects his interests. His control over the situation is as ruthless as it is strategic. Every move Traci and Chance make is met with a countermove designed to protect his freedom. The closer they get to the truth, the more dangerous the game becomes. Alan's ability to predict their actions makes him an elusive and formidable adversary. As whispers of Alan's misdeeds begin to circulate, the legal authorities take notice. An arrest warrant looms on the horizon, but the path to justice is fraught with peril. Traci realizes that exposing Alan will not only risk her safety, but could also upend the lives of everyone involved. Yet, she knows that the truth must come to light, no matter the cost. In a dramatic twist, the final showdown between truth and deception draws near. Chance's careful planning edges them closer to bringing Alan down, but the mastermind won't go down without a fight. With every passing moment, the stakes grow higher, and the battle between justice and manipulation reaches its breaking point. For Traci, this is more than just a fight against Alan. It's a fight for her own freedom. As the lines between right and wrong blur, she must decide if she is willing to risk everything to ensure that justice prevails. With the walls closing in and Alan's grip on the truth slipping, Genoa City braces for a revelation that will change everything. Mark Grossman fired from The Young and the Restless, shocking exit shakes fans. In an unexpected and jaw-dropping development, The Young and the Restless has reportedly parted ways with Mark Grossman, the actor behind the beloved yet controversial character, Adam Newman. Fans are in disbelief as rumors swirl about what led to his sudden departure. Could it be behind-the-scenes drama, creative differences, or an unforeseen plot twist that spelled the end for Adam Newman? Adam Newman's power struggle with Victor, was it a foreshadowing? On screen, Adam Newman has been locked in a high-stakes battle with his father, Victor Newman, played by Eric Breeden. The tension between the two characters has been intensifying, with Adam striving for independence, while Victor remains relentless in his scrutiny. As Adam works to cement his role in business and personal life, Victor constantly undermines him, raising questions about his judgment and loyalty. Could this storyline have been paving the way for Grossman's dramatic exit? With Adam continuously fighting for control, was the writing on the wall for his character's downfall? Chelsea's influence, the breaking point? Victor has been increasingly concerned about Adam's rekindled romance with Chelsea Lawson. While he initially saw her as a stabilizing force, her complicated past and lingering connection to Billy Abbott made Victor question whether she was truly the best choice for his son. Victor fears that Chelsea could cloud Adam's judgment, making him weak in business affairs, particularly in the ongoing rivalry with Abbott Communications. If Adam had to choose between business and love, would he make the right decision? Perhaps the show's writers decided he wouldn't, and took drastic action to remove him from the picture entirely. Did Adam's refusal to back down lead to Grossman's exit? Adam has always fought against Victor's dominance, refusing to be manipulated like a chess piece in his father's power games. But Victor is a master strategist, and he never tolerates insubordination for long. The latest power struggle between father and son may have set the stage for Adam's ultimate downfall. With Adam's increasing defiance, was Victor's influence too strong to escape? Or did the show's producers decide it was time to shake things up and remove one of Y and R's most controversial characters? What's next, a replacement or a sudden disappearance? The biggest question now is, what will happen to Adam Newman? Will the show recast the role, bringing in a new actor to continue Adam's journey? Or will the character face a shocking and tragic exit that will leave fans reeling? Speculation is running wild. Will Adam be killed off in a stunning twist? Will he vanish from Genoa City under mysterious circumstances? Or will Victor, once again, pull the ultimate power move and push his son out for good? Fans in shock. Can Y and R survive without Adam? Mark Grossman's portrayal of Adam Newman has been nothing short of electrifying. From his troubled past to his fierce ambition, Adam has been at the center of some of Y and R's most compelling storylines. Fans are devastated by the news and demanding answers. The Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that angry Martin Lawrence aka Alan Lawrence will catch Traci Abbott snooping and demand answers. Some major dramas about to erupt in Alan and Traci's suite, so let's talk about the tense scenes ahead. In Friday's show, Traci picks up Alan's phone to see what all the fuss is about since he's been getting a flood of notifications. It's more about curiosity than lack of trust since Traci doesn't have any reason to doubt Alan, at least not yet. However, that could change after Traci's latest discovery. Traci will definitely have questions after spotting a message about a clinic security breach and the precautions that have been enacted. Unfortunately, Alan will have questions of his own when he comes around the corner on Monday's Y and R episode and sees Traci holding his phone. Martin's tone will go from chipper to chilling in an instant as he grills Traci about what she's doing. Traci may explain that she just wanted to check Alan's messages in case he was missing something important. It's easy to imagine Alan lashing out and accusing Traci of being an untrustworthy partner. Nevertheless, Traci may push Alan to tell her the meaning of all this clinic security breach stuff. It won't make any sense to Traci, but Alan might claim he's working with a clinic somewhere and that he's been consulting about some patients. Perhaps Alan will act like his phone is just synced up to get notifications and try to brush all this off. Unfortunately, Sharon, Newman, and Phyllis' Summer's Rescue news could throw off Martin's plans. Once Traci inevitably gets updates on Phyllis and Sharon being found at Havehurst Psychiatric Clinic, that's going to raise red flags. Traci may start to wonder if Alan is connected to what happened to Sharon and Phyllis. Sadly, Y and R fans know Alan Martin is indeed the man behind the twisted game that Sharon and Phyllis were forced to play. That's not even the worst part, since Traci has apparently been duped into thinking Martin the psychopath is actually his twin brother, Alan. It's going to be a double blow for Traci when she realizes Alan is Martin and that he's been wreaking havoc. On another note, Damian Kane will put Nate Hastings through a grilling session about Amy Lewis's admission to a Chicago hospital. Although Damian will seem alarmed, Nate may insist there's an experimental treatment plan that could help Amy. It might be a situation where Amy needed to get started right away since her condition is serious. Nate may make a prediction about Amy hopefully scoring more time, and that could obviously be a wonderful thing when it comes to her chance to reconnect with Damian. The young and the restless spoilers say Nate will keep doing whatever he can to keep Amy alive as long as possible, so Damian should appreciate that. That's the place to be for exciting young and the restless spoilers, updates, and news, so check back often for more details.